I love watching absolutely ass films. They just make me laugh in ways I, to be honest, don't quite understand. Almost like watching myself attempt to talk to women makes me cry. Anyway, so, in the search for a late night chuckle, I put on some Irish television. No offence to any Irish viewers. And I searched for horror films. After long, strenuous weeks of searching, I found this masterpiece. Housebound, the 2014 horror movie with an age rating of 18, starring Morgana O'Reilly. I'm going to put the description for the movie below so you can just do some background if you are that interested. It sounds decent. It's like not an obviously mortifying experience with an average 3.4 star rating on Letterboxd and, 96% on Rotten Tomatoes. But it is. I sat through this 107-minute Kids Bop highlight reel. Yes, Kids Bop highlight reel. Don't worry, little bro. I'm not going to force you to sit through that again. And I can't wait to share my findings with you. So, without further ado, grab your off-brand Red Bull and some Prime, and let's jump into Housebound. After being found guilty of theft, Kylie is put on house arrest with her mother, where she must serve the next 9 months. If she leaves the house, authorities will be alerted and she'll be in big trouble. That's basically the first 15 minutes of the film right there. Simple. But Kylie suspects the house is haunted after her mother says it's haunted, so, yeah. But then the guy who gets the alerts for when Kylie leaves the house just so happens to be an expert on all things paranormal. So yeah, what a convenient coincidence. Anyway, her mother reveals that she was once approached by a thing wearing a huge white sheet, which Kylie suspects is the phantom haunting her home, which we soon find out was a mental asylum. Turns out her dad was just such a cheapskate that he literally bought a house where children had been murdered just to save on cash, and then put his daughter in the room to live where a young girl had been stabbed 67 times, which isn't creepy at all. So Amos, the security guy, is like, she is haunting this house, and by the way, I'm going to take away this Five Nights at Freddy's doll which attacked you in the shower. So basically, this animatronic randomly attacked Kylie and started making weird-ass sounds and shit. And opens doors to attack her in the shower. Everyone is surprisingly chill with this. This may just be a normal thing for Amos, like peak paranormal professional, but what am I to know? Next, Kylie and Amos become suspicious of the guy next door, who has lived there since Kylie's house was a mental asylum, so they just casually break into this random guy's house to try and steal his dental implants to see if they match dental implants that Kylie found in a pipe in her home. Not psycho behaviour at all. Don't touch me, I'm a real live wire. Psycho killer. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Brat Summer, am I right? I don't even know anymore. She fails, and then while trying to escape, Amos falls into a bear trap and somehow miraculously escapes off camera. Like, bro, how is this film so highly rated? But Kylie then returns home and hides with a pair of shears in a cupboard. The cupboard is opened and she sees her stepdad there just watching. Now let me give you some background. Graham, this guy that you can see on screen right now, is the nicest guy I've ever flipping seen. Yet she decides to stab him with a pair of shears. I still feel bad for Graham. I watched this film like 4 days ago. Look at this guy. He is so sweet. Yeah, maybe I was fangirling over Graham, but he's a nice guy. Anyway, then Amos returns to the crazy guy next door and is just searching through his house until we get this one jump scare, which filled me with hope that this film would eventually get scary. It's safe to say I was utterly disappointed. And then the crazy guy is just like, so you broke into my house and think I'm a murderer? Okay. Let me show you a room where some crazy kids used to hide. Honestly, man, this is just such a weird movie. Then, basically, Kylie is hoovering, and she puts the hoover away and finds a secret room where this crazy kid that the old man was talking about, Eugene, has been living for the last, 40 years. Now he's a fully grown adult, and he looks like Beetlejuice, and for some reason is trying to attack Kylie. After this, Kylie and Amos assemble a team of them, Kylie's mum, 2 police officers and a counsellor who had his work experience at this insane asylum. Keep that in mind. Although you wouldn't actually know this at this point of the film, so I've kind of spoiled it for you, but that doesn't matter. The police officers are like, you're crazy, so we're gonna make you move, Kylie. After this, Amos and one of the police officers just full on skedaddle. Peace and quiet, finally, until the counsellor takes out his dentures, and Kylie is like, it's him. And then she goes downstairs to try and find something to prove that he's a bad guy. Somehow she does find his work experience forms, which say he was attacked by that girl which was murdered on his first day of work experience. Is this foreshadowing? I'm not sure. So, totally normal reaction. Kylie grabs a knife and tries to find the counsellor, who strolls out of a toilet, and then he goes mega psycho like P. Diddy after being caught with little children.
What did he say?
Then the next few minutes just contain hiding and finding a dead police officer, as you do. Eventually, they chuck the counsellor off a roof. They think he's dead, but obviously isn't. They're just horror movie level stupid. Never fear, we're almost at the end of this recap bit. Then, as they go to phone the police, the mad counsellor re-emerges and strangles the mum in a funny way, which I'll put on screen now if I can find it. Mega bad news, I couldn't find the shot, but I'm gonna draw it really badly to try and show you. Bro, shut up, just watch the flipping movie and you can see the scene. But out of nowhere, Eugene re-emerges after he got stabbed during the multiple minutes of running and hiding. He then gives a metal thing to Kylie. She stabs the counsellor with it, and Eugene sends a very high voltage through the metal, causing his head to pop like a balloon. After all this stress and trouble, we get a 7 months later title crawl where everyone is happy and the weird guy who's been living in the walls for 40 years is now living outside of the walls like that wasn't really creepy of him. Right, now you know the story, it's time to break it down. Right, here we go. I'm going to try to get through this quick because I've already made you waste 10 minutes of your life. Just kidding, it's been incredible so far, but let's go. This film attempts to create a thrilling and scary atmosphere through the creation of tension and a sense of something being afoot, which it does do to some extent until we reach Act 3 of the screenplay. Act 1 and Act 2 are filled with classic horror elements, such as hands grabbing your leg out of nowhere, no one believes the girl when she says a ghost is haunting her, objects coming to life to murder the protagonist. All this setup was ruined in Act 3, where all rumours of ghost turn out to just be some guy in the walls. This wouldn't be a problem, because it is kinda cool, but the evil reanimated teddy bear is never explained. How and why did it attempt to kill Kylie? Was Eugene involved? And my biggest question, why on earth is Eugene hailed as a hero when at the start of Act 3 we find out he is a literal paedophile?
What did he say?
He used to draw pictures of Kylie in the bath when she was a child. That is just maniac behaviour. Although this film in the latter stages shared many characteristics with a children's cartoon, it did do a good job for the first 2/3. There was mild gore and one or two jump scares which would have the average viewer feeling a little nervy. Although I believe that this film failed to do what it intended, as I wasn't scared by it and I just lost interest with the plot during Act 3, and honestly, I never want to look at this Looney Tune ever again. To be completely honest, the only reason I didn't turn this film off was so I could see if Graham survived. Which he did. Yay, Graham! This film did, however, create some compelling characters in Kylie and her mother. Her mother was really funny throughout and was one of my favourite characters, apart from her scene where she almost dies. You saw my lovely drawing earlier. The less said, the better. To conclude, I think I just have to say Gerard Johnstone, the director and writer, should focus on comedy movies in the future. So I gave this film 2 stars on Letterboxd, where I was surprised to see an average rating of 3.4. But hey, everyone has an opinion. But check out the film so you can find a reason to agree or disagree with me. But just like that, I think I'm done. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.